So LCX probably on its way to become one of the biggest cryptocurrencies exchanges, at least in Europe. In this video, I will tell you everything that makes me think that way and why I think it's more probable than you might think. Well, before that, we'll also look at many other things that lies ahead, the challenges and everything that you need to know as an investor, especially if you are planning on buying LCX or you already own LCX. So don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned and I will take you through it all. So let's start. All right. So LCX is a regulated exchange, and in this video, I will explain in detail why this makes it essential in the crypto economy. A few days ago, FTX had a liquidity crunch and potential insolvency. Well, you have to understand the names are similar. What I'm going to talk to you about, the opportunity I'm talking to you about is LCX, the token or the cryptocurrency that had a problem. The other exchange is FTX. So they are not the same, right? They sound similar, but they are not. So, well, a few days ago, like I said before, FTX had a liquidity crunch and potential insolvency. So shortly we heard news like crypto giant Binance agrees to buy rival FTX amid liquidity crunch. But hours later, in less than a day, Binance walks away from the deal. And it stated, as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX. Well, guys, I'm bringing all this up because prior to this event, FTX was the second biggest crypto exchange. And I think it's also regulated, right? It's also regulated, and it has some of the top VC firms and finance guys as investors and supporters, but still they manage to misuse users' funds. So what really is the way forward here, right? What should we do as users, as investors that use these exchanges on a regular basis? Well, the alternative to centralized exchanges is decentralized exchanges. You know, here you control your own tokens and coins. The issue here is most people cannot take this risk. So if you can, decentralized exchanges is the better option. Although I think the future crypto exchanges is going to be as transparent as possible because crypto is a new asset class and exchanges stand a chance of being the future banks. This competition is going to force these companies to create tools and systems that will earn users' trust. So some of these systems, well, in the midst of FTX saga, everything going on, CZ of Binance, he tweeted something like, all crypto exchanges should do Mercury proof of reserves, right? Because banks run on fractional reserves, and so we needed something different if we are trying to create something that's different from banks. In fractional reserve banking, if you have no idea what it is, well, in simple, the banks is only required to hold a portion of customer deposits on hand, freeing it to lend out the rest of the money. This system is designed to continually stimulate the supply of money available in the economy while keeping enough cash on hand to meet withdrawal requests. Because banks are not required to keep all the money deposited, they usually lend most of it. And whenever there is an issue and people rush for their deposit, it creates a shortage of cash. So that's why you hear bank run. Whenever it happens, the bank don't have all the deposit it has collected from its customers. It has some, but if people rush, then there is that shortage. And because banks have given the other part of the money out as loans and it has locked it up in other businesses, it cannot have that money back. And then there is that problem. So Mercury, on the other hand, well, as one of core technologies of blockchain, is able to integrate a large amount of data into a single hash and efficiently verify the integrity of the data set. Therefore, as one of the main applications of Mercury, proof of reserve not only provides users with fast asset security verification, but also improves the transparency of institutional reserves. This will always prove that the asset deposited by users and reserved by an exchange is actually available to withdraw by the users. And because it's on-chain activity, it will always be monitored, right? So this is the difference between what has to happen and what we are actually using right now. So we do not need fractional reserve banking in crypto. We actually need something. I don't know if it is not going to be Mercury. It has to be something that will make it possible for people to prove that, yes, the tokens we have is actually there. The tokens that the exchange is saying they have, the reserve that they say they have is actually here, and we can prove it at any given time. So guys, this is very, very good. Many exchanges have agreed to do a proof of reserve, which is a step in the right direction. I have already made a video about LCS and I'll put a link to it in the description below. So guys, you can check it out. It was a detailed analysis of LCS, the potential that lies ahead, and everything that you need to know about LCS. LCS is a regulated exchange, and this continues to be an important statement. Let's look at LCS against other exchanges, right? Because the competition is high, right? And going forward is going to even increase. As a regulated exchange, it's required to take some actions like KYC, which might turn off some users. But the risk of losing your money on a shady exchange will compel most people to use regulated, insured, and reserve-proven exchanges in the long term. That is my opinion, and I think it's more likely to happen. Comparing LCS to some exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Huobi, Kraken, KuCoin, and others might seem like a stretch, but it's not. The entire crypto market is still in the early stages. A lot has been earned and lost, but the level of infrastructure required for global blockchain and centralized adoption is not there yet. This means the market will continue to grow as the rate of adoption continues to increase. Unlike KuCoin and Binance and other exchanges, I expect LCS to be more like Kraken, Gemini, Coinbase. The team is most likely going to seek regulations as they grow. This might require a long period to achieve the goal of the team, but it will put them on the right side of regulators and institutions. So let's look at going forward. Moving on from here, there are certain things I would like to see from the team. Although it's a hybrid of centralized and decentralized exchange, servicing both individual and institutional clients, I expect a proof of reserve, a robust way to prove to customers in real time at any given period the assurance of safety for users' funds. This will be a big difference between the flawed fractional reserve used by banks and the transparency blockchain provides. Don't get me wrong here, LCS is already ahead of things. It has Grant Thornton, the 7th accounting firm with over $6.6 billion in revenue, as the external auditing firm. I still think and believe that LCS is going to be a major player in crypto transactions in Europe at least. Most top exchanges are trading at billions of market cap, with mid-tier exchanges having hundreds of millions of dollars, even in this current market conditions. So if LCS becomes a well-run business, it will be used by institutions as their gateway to crypto. It has other products too, like tokenized security. STO Launchpad combines LCS proprietary technology platform with a legal toolkit via our external partners to speed up the STO process and reduce costs. Tokenized securities on a blockchain may potentially represent a share or financial rights of any individual in any particular asset. The rights to achieve certain benefits from the assets, or the rights to receive the proceeds if or when the asset is sold. So stocks, bonds, equities, or investor shares, contractual rights in commercial contracts, insurance premiums, and many other assets can be tokenized, and I believe is more probable to be tokenized in the near future. There is going to be a lot of competition in asset tokenization in the future, and I think LCS is going to be a major player, at least in Europe. I expect a lot of changes to the initial plan of LCS, as new products will be launched and major focus on institutional investors. So I needed to bring this to your attention because I feel like the recent event is probably going to make people doubt centralized exchanges, but I feel like going forward, centralized exchanges is going to be necessary because self-custody is the best way, but most people cannot take on that risk. So guys, this is very, very important. I feel like LCX, just like many other regulated exchanges, if they add this proof of reserve to make people believe that yes, it's true, we haven't just been regulated, but we have also been trained and taken on the responsibility to protect your assets and make sure at any given time you have access to them. So guys, if you have not subscribed yet, you can understand that I've been frequent recently with my videos. I will appreciate that you subscribe and you hit on the notification bell. Also in the comment section, let me understand, what do you think about exchanges moving forward? What are the things that they need to do? Because as part of the community of LCS, we can probably push something to the team. Welcome to Investor Vibe. My name is Philip, and see you another time.